With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are set to go. Evan McPherson to do the honors, and we are underway from Cincinnati. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
On red. Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. You talk about this Bengals defense. Now, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
Lawrence will throw. And a completion to Wilson. So the completion good for 7 there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Warren will try the right side. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Ready, set. Come on. Herc. Go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15, and it was the visiting Bengals who came away with a victory in that one, so they'll look to take the season series now here at home in Cincinnati.
Ready.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down. His first pass attempt of the game, Charles, and the pass rush was right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit, but it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot and still deliver downfield, showing a little toughness, and the team rallies around him. This could really help them on their drive.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The Bengals at 4-12 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind. And the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them, and I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Duncan. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. You look at this Steeler defense. This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. 2nd from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but if they have any hopes of making waves in January, they've got to improve in this area.
Ready up.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Hut.
Operating from the gun. Duncan. He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught at the 25. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now they try the right side here. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Ready.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. In motion goes the tight end.
Set, go.
2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Ready. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Duncan. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter, and what a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know of one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special teams, a direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This group showed it right there, a big effect on this game.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Hey, kill.
And the last
kill.
drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
All right, let's go. Here we go, son.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Red on red. It's hot.
Now Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. And it looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Let's go.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Ready.
Back to throw. Duncan. And a quick throw here. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now it's 3rd and 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Hey, Lion.
We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Oh, and this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly, and you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, easy. Ralph.
They go play action with Lawrence. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Hey, kill. Silver.
Now runs straight ahead with Warren. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Now, that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Hey, go.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd down and 6. From midfield now, Lawrence. Trying to lay one up deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Great job. Here we go, sir.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
go. Here we go.
Up the middle they go. Little. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Come on, set. Ready.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Okay, ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Got a man open, that's Harry. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Hey, run.
2nd down and 4. Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Hey, Silver.
Here's Lawrence. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Down the sideline he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
the double.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
Check go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. There he goes, right side. He's on his way. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A big play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. What an excellent run. And from the beginning, the defense just looked a little fooled, a little out of position.
A little bit frozen, too, because when you hand the ball inside, you lose sight of it oftentimes as a defender, and your eyes naturally gravitate to the quarterback. And before they realized it, he was off and running through the thick of the line while the quarterback faked it and carried it outside.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Hey, lion,
the Steelers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Easy. Read a 44. Read a 54.
Now Lawrence to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On the ready.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Okay, break.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
On fourth down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Hey, easy, Ralph.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Lisa 24. Here we go, son.
Now a handoff up the middle. Redmond. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And Wilson in motion left. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. 49 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Duncan. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
2nd and 10.
Set. Hut, hut.
Operating from the gun. Duncan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
On the set. Hut.
Looking to throw. Duncan.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Leaps past him. And he's got some space here. And they do finally get him at the 12. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
And incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far, even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Ready.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
70 Lion. Check go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
82 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Ready.
Back to throw. Duncan. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And not willing to risk a return, this ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
23.
They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle.
There he goes, left side. He may go. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, number 6 overall. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Set. Ready.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. The 20, 10, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Noah Fant, 48 yards. And the Bengals have got it back to within a score. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a third and 3.
Hey, here we go.
Now Lawrence. Got his man. It's Warren.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. Set to punt. Here's Cameron Johnston. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. The Bengals drive about to get going.
With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. They're going to get this outside. Oh, this could be a double pass. That's going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had him for a second, but the razzle-dazzle will not work out. It's 2nd down.
Come on, set!
Looking to throw. Duncan. This is Fant on the short completion. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Got it. Ready?
3rd down and 1.
Set. Ready? Ready?
Back to throw. Duncan. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Hey,
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Well, this can happen when you get man coverage on a tight end. This is a nice route. He's just going to run a corner to the left side and find some open space. That's asking a lot to make a linebacker run with him, and this ball's on the money as they pick up a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Red on red.
A handoff for Warren. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ready?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, Lion. It's hot.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. N'Keal Harry in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Let's go
From
now.
the 29, here's a 2nd and 7.
Ready, ready.
Off the bootleg. Duncan.
And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Ready up. Go.
Looking to throw. Duncan. He finds Ivory here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Ready.
Off the play fake. Duncan. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's complete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Shut up.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Shut up.
Back to throw again.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his
down by the Bengal pressure. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
And that will be incomplete.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
Now, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. The Bengals drive about to get going.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games.
He's got a man, complete.
Down the right sideline.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Jamar Chase.
75 yards.
And the Bengals are back within a score. McPherson on for the point after.
And this is back to a 5-point game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
a good return up past the 30.
And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Rip, 23.
Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On red. There goes a
On first down, Redmond. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Hey, Ryan.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Silver.
They go play action now. Lawrence. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Okay,
The
ready?
line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Hey. Here we go, son.
Lawrence going to fire it out wide, complete.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on third down. Even better decision.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Steelers are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by York is up and good.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And, Charles, the name of the game last time, efficiency. Their very first snap, they connected for a quick touchdown.
They get more value than just the points from that series as well. Only needing one play, it keeps the entire offense rested up.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run. 2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up second down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Ready.
2nd and 5.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers will take over possession here up at the 44.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 5.
Red on red. Silver.
Back to throw. Lawrence. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards.
Hey, Lion, Lion. Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Ready?
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Hey, easy. Ralph, Ralph. Ralph, Ralph. Red.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Let's go. Go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Ready.
Off play action. Duncan.
Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 102 yards rushing for him now as he is finishing off the regular season with a bang.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Duncan. Touchdown! From 17 yards out.
And the Bengals get a bit closer. His great season throwing the ball continues. That last touchdown pass, number 40 for him on the year.
Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
Ready.
They're going to keep it on the ground, but he will not get into the end zone, and that one hurts as it will remain a two-score game here in the fourth. Two scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback.
23.
He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
On the give, it's Warren.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Able to fight through one tackle. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
On red.
They'll run it. Warren.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
All right, here we go. It's a hunt. Silver.
Now a give, right side. Redmond, and he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Hey, Ryan.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here we go, son.
On the run, it's Warren.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt.
York able to send this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that, not just important in the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Ready? Ready?
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Caught. This is Ivory. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Time not on their side. They've got one timeout, the 2-minute warning to work with as well. But they need points. 1st and 10. It's caught inside the 25.
Hurry!
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
On the ball now.
Now 2nd and 4.
Hawk 70.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Throwing the out route, and he connects with Fant.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here's 1st and goal.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolf.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Off the play fake. Duncan. Going right back to Fant. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw again. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Here we go, son.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
All right, let's go. 11. Red.
Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close